Hello friends, this is yet another video. I'm on a streak again. It's another comic book junkie video, Confessions of a Comic Book Junkie. The topic this time around is comic related and also Star Wars related. Now, in addition to talking about comics and other related things about that, this is going to kind of be my place to show some of these Star Wars things that I have. And there's a lot of history there with me and Star Wars, going all the way back to when I first saw the original Star Wars movie in the summer of '77. I think I was all of 6 years old, and I haven't been the same since, because that blew me away when I first saw it as a kid. Became obsessed with Star Wars. Anything related to Star Wars. I mean, the toys, the comics, the magazines, the paperback books, any Star Wars related material or item I wanted, and for the most part had. Not anymore. There are only a few survivors left, but in future videos, if there's interest, I can show them. But the topic of this video is cards, trading cards. That was one of the things that I also collected Star Wars wise in the beginning. After that, I never went whole hog into the trading card hobby. When Empire came out, I got the first set of them, you know, with the red border, which you'll see when I show you what I'm talking about here in a minute. And I think I used to have the set of Empire cards that were like the larger photograph size. They were about, I don't know, about this big. And, you know, they sold them. You only bought them one at a time. They didn't come in a pack. They were like each separately wrapped. I think I acquired a whole set of those, but I think I traded them, you know, years ago. I know sometimes there's a desire to purge stuff out of your collection or out of your life, thinking that you don't need it anymore, you don't want it anymore, da-da-da-da-da. Whatever it is, whether it's a record, a book, a comic, a toy, anything, I would think twice before doing it. I would think probably 3 or 4 times before doing it. Knowing what I know now and knowing what I had back then, that I wish I still had now. That was a really twisted up sentence, wasn't it? Yeah. I would think very long and hard before I got rid of something like that. Even to this day, I hesitate sometimes to get rid of things. But, you know, you live and learn, whatever. It's fine. And the stuff that I do have, I treasure. So there you go. But the topic of this is trading cards, but also the realm of sketch cards. And I'll just start showing you some of the things I have. I have a couple of, you know, 3-ring binders with card sets in them. This one here, I'll just hold up. Kind of hard to get the glare off of all the cards. This is there was a card set that came out in 1998 called the Silver Age. It was a set of Marvel cards. Maybe if I took them out of the binder, that might be better. I don't know. Maybe if I thought about it before I started filming, that would have been a good thing, huh? But in reality, it was a set of trading cards that came out in 1998 featuring panels from Marvel Comics during the 60s, what they call the Silver Age. And I couldn't resist it when I first heard about it. Let me just show you some of the more interesting titles. It goes right up through, I think, like the late 60s. Mostly chronological order, you can see there. And then on the back, you can see the comic that it came from and a little blurb about it. It gives you a little bit of history on the comic itself. I'll try to bring that in so you can see. Oh, sorry, it's upside down. There we go. There we go. But I really enjoyed this set. I thought it was really cool. And the way it was advertised, if you bought a box of cards, you were guaranteed a full set. And I ended up getting almost 2 complete sets out of a box. It was very close. I got this full set here that I'm showing you now. I'll show you a couple more pages here from the set. And I was very close to getting a second full set out of the box. So in that regard, they didn't cheat you that way. They told the truth. And there were also chase cards in here. Here's the this is the last set. It actually went up through like the death of Gwen Stacy. That's kind of the demarcation point for when the Silver Age ends, for the most part. And the death of Gwen, I think it came out in 73, something like that, 1973. So, it's roughly a 10-year span there that the Silver Age runs through, for Marvel anyway. I know for DC it starts earlier in the 50s, but I won't get off on that tack. Yeah, so you were promised a full set of cards, and in every box you were also promised a sketch card. Now, I have a stack of these things to show. This was the card that I got from that box. It's a sketch card of Colossus, and it's by Marie Severin. That's her signature in the bottom there, the SEV. And then it says here, congratulations, you just received a hand-drawn marvel. They call them sketchograph cards. Now, this is probably the closest thing to original artwork that I own. I have an original page of a comic called Queen and Country, which was a British spy comic that came out like in the 2000s, I want to say. That's a topic for another day too. But I became kind of obsessed with trying to find more of these sketch cards. Problem was, in 1998, the internet still wasn't a thing the way it is today, and eBay certainly wasn't a thing yet either. It was probably just starting. So I had to wait a couple years, actually. There really wasn't any other way to even know what was out there in terms of sketch cards. Hundreds and hundreds of these were made by just about all of the still living at the time artists in the Silver Age, like Gene Colan. He was famous for drawing stuff like Howard the Duck or Tomb of Dracula. And I saw later on eBay cards of those by him that were done. Sal Buscema. Who else? Trying to remember. There's a whole series of them out there. I don't know if there's an actual checklist that tells you every single one, but I was pretty happy getting this card. And I ended up going on eBay because John Ramita also did sketch cards for this series. Now, if you don't know who John Ramita is, he is the artist that took Steve Ditko's place on Amazing Spider-Man after Steve Ditko left. And he became even more famous. He even made Spider-Man even bigger than he already was at the time with his style of drawing. So I found this card on eBay. It's a drawing of the Rhino, which was a famous Spider-Man villain. And my favorite one, I got the Green Goblin as well. Also done by John Ramita Sr., not John Ramita Jr. John Ramita Jr. is a famous artist in his own right, but this was his dad. And just show you, it's a official sketchograph. I also, bought these holders to put them in to keep them in pristine condition and protect them. Funny story about this. I won this on an eBay auction. It was over, I paid over $100 for this card. I'm not going to lie. Probably in like the early 2000s. And the auction didn't go, I don't think, as high as the seller expected it to. So when I won it, he was actually a little hesitant to sell it to me because he's like, you're getting this card for a really good price, da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I won the auction. Give me the card. He did, but I think he was being a little greedy and thinking it was going to go for way more than it actually did, which it may still do now. I don't know. Not that I'm going to sell it, but this is my favorite out of the three sketch cards I have from the Silver Age series. So there's that. Later on, there was a series called Marvel Masterpieces, and I ended up buying a box of that set, and I got this sketch card here of Spider-Man. I don't know who the artist is, to be honest with you. Sometimes in some of these later sets, they had other artists do sketch cards. But I still kind of like this one. It tells you that you've got a sketch card here. I really like the idea of sketch cards like this because a lot of times, even at conventions, sometimes artists would be there and they would have, blanks of these, and you could actually like order one right then and there and have them draw something for you on a blank card. Now, speaking of that, I'll get back to that topic in a second. To the Star Wars side of things, I had become kind of obsessed with another series that came out in 2004 called Star Wars Heritage. Now, the deal with this Heritage set is it reprinted the original style of the card as from each movie, but put new images in each picture. So for you Star Wars card collectors, you'll remember the first series of Star Wars cards that came out were blue, like these. And later on, there was a red series, I think a yellow series, and a green series. Or was there also an orange series too? There were like 4 or 5 of them. But the as each movie, as it progresses through the set, like here, we get to Empire, and this style of border was the first series of Empire cards, which I actually acquired. I don't have any more, but I have these Heritage cards, and they show all new images featuring the retro style borders, which I thought was a really cool thing. Then we get to, quickly, just showing you Return of the Jedi. Didn't really collect cards from Return of the Jedi the way I did from the first 2, but this was from the first set of that, from that movie, and it goes on through all the rest. With Episode 1, it's kind of in the Star Wars first movie style, but just with the red border. And then it follows through with Empire on Attack of the Clones. The same style as the Empire movie, just with different colors in the border. And not so much, I'm missing some of the ones from Episode 3. I only have a couple. This here is done in the Return of the Jedi style. So, all in all, I thought that set was pretty cool. So I ended up getting a box, and like I said, I put together most of the set. And from there, each box had a sketch card of its own too. I can't remember which card I got from my particular set, but I got a stack of these from eBay, which I'm going to show you quickly. But the one card that I did buy custom was by a guy named Joe Caroni, who was offering a sketch of your choice on a blank from the Heritage sketch card series. And this is what they look like on the back, denoting that it's an official Star Wars Heritage sketch card. Ordered this from him. Like a black and white drawing, was one price, and a color was another price. So of course I asked for Vader. It took a while for him to deliver on this one. It almost started to annoy me a little bit, I'll be honest. And it also annoyed me because I asked him, just to make Vader's saber, maybe just put like even a few red streaks in there, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. I'm like, come on, man. It's not, that wouldn't turn it into a color card, and he wouldn't do it. But nevertheless, this is still a cool card. It's one of the ones I treasure the most. But a lot of famous artists did cards for this set, like Jan Dracima. She was an artist on Star Wars comics when they were at Dark Horse. I don't know all of these characters' names. I know this is a really nice card right here. This is one of my favorites that she did of, not Princess Leia, her mom. Whatever her mom's name was. Damn it, I can't remember now. I love this card. It's very detailed, and it looks a lot like her. Some are detailed like that. Some are just kind of basic. It depends. A lot of these were pretty affordable, which is why I kind of went crazy. This one is of Leia, and he must have done a series of these because it says last one on here of Leia. I can't remember who the artist is. Like I said, a lot of these were bought. Here's another great one by Jan Dracima. She's able to draw really great faces that are very expressive. I love that one. This one is also kind of basic, showing Luke and Vader and their lightsaber battle. Cynthia Cummins is another one that did these really intricate, detailed sketches of cards. This is of the, is it the Death Star droid, I think? That one right there. And others. This is a rare color one of the Emperor by Hodgkins. You can see there. This one's pretty cool. Here's another one of the Emperor. Like I say, you could tell sometimes these artists just dash them off, and other artists, really took their time and put some effort into it. Here's a great one of, I'm assuming, Luke in his X-Wing. That's pretty nice. Here's another, see, this is what I was talking about. Making the lightsaber just a little bit of red. That's what I asked Joe to do for the Vader one, and he wouldn't. This is another one by Jan Dracima. I'm a big fan of hers in these cards. This one of Darth Maul with his saber. Christian Della Vecchia did a whole series of these, and I've got a bunch of them here to show, of most of the same characters, just at different profiles and different facial expressions. Oh, I believe this was the card that I got from the box, now that I think about it. I think this is, I want to say this is Dave Filoni, but don't quote me. But it's got that kind of Samurai Jack looking style, which I dig. Yeah, this was the card that I got from the box that I bought. Here's another one. from Della Vecchia. You can see a signature there. I dig this one. This is a great expressive facial expression on, on this card. She looks really pissed off. And in this one, she looks really scared. Don't ask me who the character is. I can't remember. I just like the pictures. And here's yet another one. Like I said, these were cheap, and I just like the way they looked. So there's that. Rudish. I think this was a Samurai Jack creator as well. And you can see the saber has a little bit of blue on it. If it focuses in there. Yeah. And a little bit in her hood is kind of blue too. That's pretty cool. Two more. This one is of IG-88. This was a rare color one that I got. Love that. And another Darth Maul without the saber this time, with that insane looking smile of his. So yeah, I just thought these were interesting. I had dug them out here recently to show my friends when they came over. And actually, it was my friend George who gave me the copy of The Shining that I talked about in my Stephen King contest, of which there are 0 entries so far. So if you guys watch my Stephen King series at all and you want a copy, a hardcover copy of The Shining, go back a few videos and watch the contest video for that. I don't have any entries yet. In a way, I kind of hope in a twisted way that I don't get any entries, but we'll see. Somebody will enter, even if it's one person and they're an automatic winner. So, yeah, not to get off topic, but I dug all these cards out and I ended up giving George one of a Dursima one of Darth Vader, which was pretty cool looking. So yeah, that's kind of the closest thing, like I said, I have to original artwork, comic artwork. Most of it is Star Wars, but those few Marvel ones I treasure pretty highly. So maybe down the road I'll be able to track more down. Who knows? But yeah, sometimes the trading card bug bites me, and I go all in for a little while, and then it leaves. I haven't been bitten by the bug in a very long time, so I don't even know what's out there anymore. So we'll see. But I just thought it would be interesting to show you. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you again soon. So till next time, everyone, it's your boy Jeff, the Comic Book Junkie. Peace. We'll see you.